Silence is not weakness. It's strategy. It's the hidden weapon of the wise, the patient, the powerful. While others talk to impress, the silent ones plan to dominate. You want to win? Then close your mouth and sharpen your mind. Comment silence is strength if you're ready to unlock the hidden power inside you. The world is loud. Noisy minds crave attention. But those who are building, those who are rising, they don't have time for empty words. They let their success do the talking. And when they speak, people listen. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't owe the world your next move. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. They're the most insecure. Power moves in silence. Mastery doesn't scream. It whispers. Control your voice, and you control the room. Control your emotions, and you control the outcome. Every time you open your mouth unnecessarily, you give away your advantage. Think, listen, wait. And when you finally speak, speak with purpose. Talking without action is noise. But silence followed by impact, that's force. That's gravity. That's the kind of presence that bends reality in your favor. You don't need validation. You need results. So the next time you're tempted to prove yourself with words, stop, step back, watch, observe. Power doesn't prove. It performs, and when it does, it leaves no room for doubt. You speak because you feel you must. You feel pressure to fill the silence. But that's where the average lose. The need to be heard is the first sign you're not yet in control. The wise don't speak to be heard. They speak when it's necessary. Silence trains your discipline. Every time you resist the urge to talk, you strengthen your control. Most people leak energy through their mouths. They reveal their plans, their emotions, their insecurities, all through careless speech. You must be different. You cannot rise if you're explaining every move. You cannot dominate if your enemies know your direction. Your silence is your shield. It makes them guess. It makes them nervous. When they don't know what you're thinking, you're already winning. Every word you say should be carved in power, not filler, not fluff. Precision, purpose, power. Let them wonder what you're building. Let them feel the weight of your silence. Let them panic in your stillness. People reveal themselves when they talk too much. You study, you listen, you learn, and when the time comes, your actions strike like thunder. Not expected, not warned, just delivered. You weren't born to entertain the noise. You were born to rise above it. Let the others talk. You build, you plan, you prepare in silence, and when the moment is right, you move with force. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you win. Silence is self-control, and self-control is rare. That's why it's powerful. Most people react, you respond when it's time. That's the difference between amateurs and professionals. Silence is the breeding ground of mastery. While others rush to respond, you calculate, you think, you observe. And in that space between impulse and reaction, you grow stronger than anyone in the room. You don't waste words on people who don't deserve access. You don't argue with fools. You don't explain yourself to those who never listen. You conserve your energy. You protect your spirit. That's what warriors do. Never explain your vision to someone who lacks the capacity to see. Never argue your worth. Your silence will speak louder than 1,000 explanations. It says, I don't need to prove it. I live it. The real ones move in shadows. They stack wins in silence. They level up without a parade. You'll know they've arrived only when the ground shifts beneath your feet. Be that person. Let your presence be felt without a word. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be respected. Respected for your work, your control, your ability to stay calm when others crack. In silence, you become unshakable. You don't announce the storm before it hits. You become the storm. The quiet ones, they're the most dangerous. Because while others are talking, they're building. While others seek approval, they're preparing to dominate. Sleep it's less. Grind more. Every moment you stay silent and focused. You're stacking power. And when it's time to move, you hit with force no one saw coming. That's how legends are made. In silence, not spotlight. People forget that the most dangerous moves are always made in silence, not on stage, not on social media, but behind closed doors, late nights, early mornings, unseen effort. That's what produces unstoppable momentum. Let them underestimate you. Let them believe you're inactive. Let them think they've figured you out. That's your advantage. The more they doubt, the more room you have to surprise. Doubt fuels your fire. Silence keeps it hidden. Every word you don't say is one less weakness exposed. Every move you don't announce is one more weapon they never saw coming. Stay quiet. Stay focused. You're not here to be seen. You're here to be felt. You're not proving them wrong. You're proving yourself right. And when it's time, the world won't hear you coming. They'll just feel your presence, and it will be undeniable. You don't need to speak to lead. Presence is louder than words. True power enters quietly and changes the atmosphere. When you walk into a room with purpose, people feel it. They notice before you speak, and they respect it. Control begins with composure. You don't flinch, you don't fidget, you don't chase attention. You carry yourself with the weight of someone who knows exactly who they are and where they're going. And that unnerves those who don't. When you speak less, people listen more. They hang on every word because they know you only speak when it matters. You've trained them by silence. That's influence. That's control. That's presence. Let others try to impress with volume. You impress with precision. One sentence from a disciplined mind is more powerful than 1,000 scattered thoughts. And when you finally open your mouth, your words carry weight because your silence built value. You don't just talk, you declare. You don't just respond, you command. And you don't waste energy trying to be understood by those who've never been where you're going. Silence is your filter. It keeps your path clean and your mission focused. Your job is not to be loud. Your job is to be undeniable. Say less, do more, win without warning. Power that's shown off is power that can be taken, but power that's hidden, that's untouchable. That's how you become unstoppable. You don't hand your enemies a blueprint by running your mouth. You build in silence. You strike without warning. People talk to feel important, but the real ones, they feel no need. They already know what they carry inside. They're not performing, they're preparing. And when the moment comes, they deliver results that silence every doubter. Understand this. You lose leverage every time you reveal your next step. Keep them guessing. Keep them watching. Keep them off balance. Your silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty is a weapon. They can't attack what they can't see. They can't copy what they don't understand, and they can't sabotage what's locked inside your mind. Your silence is your lock. Your control is your shield. This is not about being quiet for no reason. This is about intentional silence, strategic silence, power-filled silence. It's the art of letting them think you're behind when you're already 10 moves ahead. So stop telling everyone what you're about to do. Show them. Let the results echo louder than any speech. And when they look back, they'll realize you never needed to speak. You just needed to win. Silence sharpens your focus. Every word you don't speak is a thought you can channel into discipline, into action, into momentum. You don't scatter your energy in arguments. You invest it in growth. You will never rise by talking about what you plan to do. That's what dreamers do. But you're not here to dream out loud. You're here to build in silence. You're here to become the one they never saw coming. Noise distracts. Silence builds. The person who can sit with their thoughts, control their emotions, and resist the urge to speak, that person is dangerous. That person cannot be shaken by opinions, trends, or pressure. Winners are quiet because they don't need applause. They don't need recognition while they're working. They don't need to be seen in the middle. They wait for the end when there's no denying what they've built. Your silence is a message. It tells the world, I don't need to convince you. I will show you. And when you live like that, you separate yourself, because most people talk to feel alive. But the few, the rare, they stay silent until they arrive. Let everyone else keep guessing. You keep building, keep grinding, keep elevating. You are not here to be predictable. You are here to be unforgettable. You don't need a stage. You don't need a spotlight. Your greatness will reveal itself in your results. The loudest victories are born from the quietest seasons, seasons of solitude, of sweat, of sacrifice no one sees but you. Stop announcing. Start executing. You are not chasing claps. You are chasing mastery. That requires discipline. That requires silence. That requires you to be so obsessed with the result, the noise of the world becomes irrelevant. The weak need attention. The strong need focus. You've got a vision inside you that demands your full capacity. Not gossip, not comparison, not validation. Focus is your fuel, and silence is your discipline. You want to win? Then disappear for a season. Work like your life depends on it. Return with results. And watch how the same people who ignored you start watching, whispering, wondering how you did it. You did it by staying quiet, by staying hungry, by staying patient, while everyone else played loud and shallow. You went deep. You went dark. You rose like a storm no one saw coming. If you've made it this far, drop 100 on the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.